Hi guys, let's look at the next exercise, which is exercise 4b, where we solve the linear inequations and then represent the solution set on a number line. So let's look at some questions which will help us understand how to represent a solution set on a number line. Now you would notice that I have already put some graphs with number line here. In your exam, you don't necessarily need to do these questions on a graph paper. You could draw a number line with a scale in your notebook and mark the numbers as -4, -3, -2, -1, or so on and so forth using a scale and marking it properly. Now in this software that I am using, I do not have access to a scale. That's the only reason I have pre-made these graphs on a graph paper, so that's it's easier and convenient for me. You can use a normal paper and you can use a scale using, as in you can draw the number line using a scale. So let's look at some things. So if I have to plot a solution set which is 1, 2 and 3, there are a couple of methods of doing it, which is if you need to plot specific points, then you go to number 1 and put a dot there. If you need to plot 2, you put a dot there. You need to plot 3, you put a dot there. Important thing to keep in mind, which is whatever numbers you're plotting, there should be a pre and there should be a post on your number line, which means the first number in your number line should definitely be 0, which means if you're making your number line should definitely start from 0. It will have 1, 2, 3, and it should have one extra on the right hand side. So there should be one pre, one post, and you have marked 1, 2 and 3. This is what I have done on this graph. There are two ways of marking it. Some people prefer to do it on the number line itself, and some people prefer to do it slightly above the number line. So depending upon whatever is convenient for you, you can choose whichever method, which is either slightly above the number line or on the number line. Now I always recommend doing it slightly above the number line, because in case the marking that you've done is not bold enough or is not thick enough, it may not be visible. That's why I always recommend doing it up, but doing it on the number line is acceptable as well. Next one. So this is when we are looking at specific number. This obviously the solution set belongs to, in this case belongs to natural number, or solution set belongs to whole number, which means we are looking at specific full numbers. Now in case your solution set is x is more than 0 and is less than 5, so how would you represent this solution on a number line? So if you have to less than 0, sorry, rather more than 0, which means you will put an empty circle here. Remember that I put a filled circle here. I'll put an empty circle here, and since 5 is also an empty circle, which means I will put an empty circle here. A mistake that I have done is this number line should extend up to 6, right? Because this is one post would be 6. After you put an empty circle on both, take a scale and join this two empty circles with a straight line. So join these two empty circles with a straight line. Now again, two ways of doing it, one on the line itself or one slightly above the line. So you take an empty circle and take an empty circle and join these two empty circles using a straight line. I hope you notice my emphasis on empty circle. Empty circle is used when you have less than or more than. I'll come to the next one, it'll become even more clear. So let's look at the next one. The next one we do is solution set is x is more than equal to 0. Again, a mistake from my side. This number line should extend up to here and it should have a 6 for sure, because there is one pre and there is one post, which means the first number here should be, there should be one -1 for sure, which I have put, and after 5 is 6, which I had not put, so there should be a 6 as well. Good, so let's look at this. So I have to put x is more than or equal to 0, which means 0 is included, which means 0 is included. So when it is less than and equal to or more than and equal to, then I put a filled circle, filled small circle, and this is also 5 is also a filled circle because it includes 5. So I put one filled circle on 0, one filled circle on 5, and then I join them using a line. Again, two ways of doing it on the graph itself or on the number line itself, or doing it slightly above the number line. Again, please notice that you will put a filled circle here and a filled circle here, and then you will join these 2 points using a line. Done. So 3 kinds we've seen. 1, if you are plotting specific numbers. 2, if you're plotting a set which belongs to real number. What this means is any number between 0 to 5. It could be 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0 0.4, 0 0.331. All those numbers are included from here to the number line when you go up to 5. Empty circle if it is only less than or more than, and a filled circle if it includes that number, which means when you have less than or equal to or more than and equal to. Let's look at the last option. The last option is 0 is less than equal to x, which means x is more than or equal to 0, which means 0 is included, so 0 is a filled circle, and 5 is only less than, which means it is not included, so an empty circle on 5. I will extend my number line. It should definitely have 6, 1 pre, 1 post. So a filled circle on 0 and an empty circle on 5, and I join them using a 9. Yes, again, 2 ways of doing it. 1, I could do it on the number line. 2, I could do it slightly above the number line, so that even if my line is not very thick, it is visible to the teacher who's correcting it, and it is visible to the person who's reading my graph. So this is 2 methods of doing it. There is one more method which certain books use. In case, let's say if you are using this one, let me just redo this on top. One would be, if a number is included, then you put an arrow, you put a line there. So you put a line here, and the number which is not included, you put a kind of C there. Yes, you put a kind of C there, which means half circle. So you put a line in case if it's included, you put a half circle in case it is not included, and you join them. And then you shade this part, which means all this part is a part of the solution set. 5 is not included because it's not a full circle, and 0 is included because it's a straight line. If I were to do it for this one, then this answer would have looked like, let me do it below so that there is no confusion. There will be a straight line here, straight line here. I will join these 2 straight lines and I will shade this portion. Yes. If I were to use it for this method, then I would have an inverted C here because 0 is not included. I would have a half circle here at 5 because 5 is not included. I will join these 2 and I will shade this portion. Yes, I'm doing it below the number line. Ideally, you will use it only one method, which means you will put it above the number line. And in case this method, well, you have to use the specific numbers in any case. Let's solve some questions and let's see how it works. So I am on question number 1, exercise 4b. It says represent the following inequalities on a real number line. What does a real number line mean? All number lines are real number lines because they include any number between -3 to -2. All numbers between -2 to -3 are included, which means -2.331, 3314, all those are included. So this is a real number line. You should not get confused when the question says plot them on a real number line. So the question is 2x minus 1 is less than 5. Let's try and solve this, which means if I take -1 on this side, this becomes 2x is less than 5 plus 1, which means 2x is less than 6, which means x is less than 3. So that's the solution. Now I need to plot this on a number line which is given, which means x is less than 3. So on 3, I put an empty circle. And how far, so is 2 less than 3? Yes. Is -3 less than 3? Yes. Is -5 less than 3? Yes. Which means it is going up to infinity on the other side. So I draw a straight line like this and I put an arrow on this side indicating that my answer is not over. Any number on this side will be a part of, any number on the left hand side will be a part of my solution set, which means this looks like a ray. And please note, 3 is not included, that's why I have an empty circle there. Let's look at the next one. And please do notice that if I am plotting 3, I should have at least one number after 3 on this side. Next one, the next one we have is negative 4 less than x, which is less than positive 4, which means a negative 4 is not included, so an empty circle. 4 is not included, but any number in between is included, which means I will join them using a straight line. I will be plotting all of these slightly above the number line. You are welcome to do it on the number line itself. Like I said, I do not have an access to a scale on this. I can draw a straight line, but I will not be able to mark them exactly equidistant. This is random in terms of because this is not measured. So that's why I have plotted them on a graph. You can plot them on a normal straight line and mark the numbers properly. Okay. Let's look at the next one. The next one is 8 is more than equal to x, which is more than negative 3, which means x is less than or equal to 8, which means I will put a filled circle on 8, and x is more than negative 3, which means this point is negative 3. Let me mark this as negative 3. So this point, is it included? No, it is less than, or x is more than negative 3, which means negative 3 is not included, which means I will put an empty circle here and I will join them using a straight line. So that's my solution set. X is more than negative 3 but less than or equal to 8. Again, please note that I have one number before the solution set and at least one number after the solution set. Let's look at the next question. The next question that we do is question number 2. It says, write an equation for the given graph taking x as the variable. So in this one, I noticed that x, why is this 1? This should be negative 1. Wrong diagram that I've put. There is a 1 here, there is a 1 here, this should have been negative 1. Anyway, so x is less than negative 1, but is x equal to negative 1? Yes, x is also equal to negative 1 because I have a circle, filled circle on negative 1, which means x is less than or equal to negative 1 and x belongs to R because this is a straight line. So my solution set SS is nothing but solution set. This is ideally the way you should be writing your answer in the form of a set builder, which is x is less than equal to negative 1 and x belongs to real numbers. Question number 2, part 3. So in this case, 3 is not a filled circle, which means x is less than 3. And again, x belongs to R. But x is more than what? X is more than negative 4. But is x also equal to negative 4? Yes, x is also equal to negative 4 because this is a filled circle. So this is my solution set. X is more than equal to negative 4 but less than 3. This is my solution set for the given number line. Let's look at question number 3. Question number 3 says, for the following inequations, graph the solution set on a real number line. Again, I'll repeat, do not get confused by real number line. It's the normal number line that we've been using forever. So let's break this up into two parts, one like this and one like this. So I have my first, which is negative 4 less than equal to 3x minus 1, and the next one is 3x minus 1 is less than 8. I said I try and keep x always positive, which means negative 4 plus 1 is less than equal to 3x, and this is 3x is less than 8 plus 1 if I take negative 1 on the other side. So this is negative 3 less than equal to 3x and 3x less than 9, which means negative 3 divided by 3, which is negative 1 less than x, and this is x less than 3. If I combine this together, my solution set becomes negative 1 less than equal to x less than 3. That's what my solution set becomes. I have the given, what does it belong to? No, so since this is not given, I would take this as x belongs to real number. I will need to plot this. So x is less than equal to -1, which means since it is equal to as well, I'll put a filled circle on -1, and less than 3, which means an empty circle on 3, and then I will join them using a straight line. Done. I hope you notice in my graph I have a number before -1 and at least one number after my final solution on the right hand side, which is 3 in this case. So that's how I plotted it. Couple of questions for your homework. Homework for you could be question number 3, part 2. Thank you so much. I'll see you with the next video. Bye bye.